Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we explored Ikana Canyon, Ikana Graveyard, and got an incredibly disturbing mask called the All-Night Mask, which pins your eyes open like some kind of horrifying torture device, which even the game admits is what it is, and means even if you're as tired as you want to be, you cannot fall asleep. Surely this must have no gameplay implementation because that's fucking horrifying, but it does. We need to head over to East Clocktown, and then we're actually, weirdly enough, we're slightly too early, so we need to literally fast forward to 8 AM, which is when the Stockpot Inn opens. So, what we're going to be doing this episode in the first part is a bit of backstory on the world of Termina and what's going on here. And I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. Oh, look who it is, it's Waluigi. Yeah, mother, I'm busy. We'll be dealing with you later today. But if we come to this room downstairs, here is a character who's only known as Anju's grandmother. We've not actually met Anju yet. We've been told about her by Cremia, but we will be meeting her, I think, at some point this episode. But she tells stories. She tells very boring stories, apparently, which make people fall asleep. In order to listen to her stories fully, we need to have the all-night mask. Even though they don't last all night, but they do last a while. If we talk to her, she says, "Oh, Tortoise, did you finish helping Father? Then let Mother read you a story. Now, which story would you like to hear?" And we can choose two stories, which do skip time in their own way. They're kind of like dancing with the Scarecrow. If we choose the Carnival of Time first, this will pass 2 hours, and you won't be able to listen to it or get rewards for listening to it unless you have the all-night mask. The Carnival of Time, is it? The carnival is almost here, so it's good for you to learn its meaning. It's a little long, but I'll read it with some enthusiasm. The Carnival of Time. Each year, the season of harmony begins when the sun and moon are in alignment. Paying homage to the way that both nature and time are tirelessly in the process of progressing. The Carnival of Time is when the peoples of the four worlds celebrate that harmony and request fruitfulness for the next year. For ages, people have worn masks resembling the giants who are the gods of the four worlds. Now it has become custom for each person to bring a handmade mask to the Carnival of Time. It is said that if a couple unites on the day of the festival and dedicates a mask as the sign of their union, it will bring good luck. The centerpiece of the carnival is the clock tower. On the eve of all festivities, the door to its roof is opened. From atop the clock tower roof, a ceremony to call the gods is held, and an ancient song is sung. All these festivities for the Carnival of Time are held such that we may ask the gods for a rich harvest in the year to come. And then you would fall asleep here if you weren't wearing your night mask. You did a good job. That's all for Tortoise. We're not Tortoise. Now, when does the clock tower roof open? You need to answer here. On the eve of the festival. You did a good job remembering. That's the boy I'm proud of. I'll give you some candy as a prize. And she gives you a piece of heart, which is pretty nice. Wouldn't be able to get that if you didn't have the all-night mask. And that crosses off History of the Carnival. Anju's grandmother read you a story about the Carnival of Time. Your knowledge of Clocktown history is growing. And this tells you that so she's here on the first day and the second day. Anju's grandmother is here telling stories. Let's have the second story, actually. So this one will last until the next morning, and this is The Four Giants. This is quite long, but it's a good story for you to hear, so I'll read it with some extra gusto. The Four Giants. This tale's from long ago, when all the people weren't separated into the four worlds like they are now. In those times, people lived together, and the four giants lived among them. On the day of the festival that celebrates the harvest, the giants spoke to the people. We have chosen to guard the world We have chosen to guard the people while we sleep. 100 steps north, 100 steps south, 100 steps east, and 100 steps west. Should you ever have need of us, should the mountain blizzard trap you, or the ocean swallow you up, call out to us, loud and clear. We shall hear your cry. Now then, there was one who was saddened and shocked by all of this. A little imp. The imp was a friend of the giants since before they had created the four worlds. Why? Why must you leave? Why do you not stay? The childhood friend felt neglected, so he spread his anger across the four worlds. Repeatedly, he wronged all the people there. Overwhelmed with misfortune, the people sang a song of prayer to the four giants who lived in each of the four compass directions. The giants heard their cry and resounded with a roar. O imp! O imp! We are the protectors of these people. You have caused the people pain. O imp! Leave these four worlds, otherwise we shall tear you apart! The imp was frightened and saddened. He had lost his old friends. The imp returned to the heavens, and harmony was restored to the four worlds. And the people rejoiced, and they worshipped the giants of the four worlds like gods, and they lived happily ever after. Again, we'll be asked a question on it. Good job, wasn't that fun, Tortoise? What did the people do to call the giants? Technically, we know it's Sing-a-Song, because we heard that from her first story, but she hasn't told us that this story, so we have to say, I don't know. Oh, really? But you listened hard, so Mother is happy. I'll give you some candy as a prize, and we get a second piece of heart. Wonderful! Worth it for wearing the torture mask for. And she gives us Termina mythology. Anju's grandmother read you a story about the four giants. You're becoming more worldly by the second. As is always the case with games like this, I don't want to tell you too much of the story until it's overtly told to us. I hope you're able to piece together parts of what's been happening around Termina. I know Termina's an odd one because you have to hold so much stuff in your head at one point because we pretty much only have this one intense 3-day period where everything happens, but this tells us this is the first we ever really hear of Termina before this point and what may have led it to this point, and it's really cool, and I'll talk about it more towards the end of the series, really, I think. For now, what we need to do is, do you remember we did that quest? If I bring up the thing, it was called Music Moves the Heart. You helped Toto with his soundcheck at the milk bar. You might want to soundcheck some other instruments while you're at it. So that takes place in the Milk Bar Latte. We need the Romani Master Enter, which we have, and it needs to be 10 PM. It's already the second day, which you can tell because it's pissing it down, if nothing else. Bomber. Are you going to tell me anything important? Oh, Zora's going to use that Finns as boomerangs. Thanks, that's cool. Oh, you're going to actually give me that thing of... It seems some Zoras are practicing their boomerang skills by the shore. Cool. Some of those rumours are useful, some aren't. But yes, so we need to enter the milk bar. The milk bar doesn't open until 10 PM tonight, so I will see you then. So, the guy gets us to sound check with the ocarina by going... And then he'll get us to soundcheck each individual instrument, which we get from the different races. So the Deku pipes, the Goron bongos, and the Zora guitar. Every time Gorman goes, "What feels good? That wretched, senseless racket? Nyah!" And I'm going to skip through most of this just because it's playing the same things over and over again. What matters is when you hear the whole piece together. So, when we play the final piece that goes... Bravo! That was the best! That melody! That melody! It brings back so many memories. It's their old standby, the Ballad of the Windfish, from that game that I've still never played. That's the song that members of the previous generation of the Indogogos made famous. I entered show business because I heard this song at the Carnival of Time long ago. By doing performances, I thought maybe I'd get to meet the singer of this song. The one you heard singing must have been the original Lulu, mother of the current lead singer, who's also named Lulu. So her daughter is singing now. Is that so? I'd like to hear that. I'm sorry I booed you. Please, take my mask. And he gives us the very disturbing Troop Leader's mask. This mask is so sad it could put a tear in even a demon's eye. And that finishes up Music Moves the Heart. So now we've got the Troop Leader's Mask, and the Troop Leader's Mask is one of those odd dynamic masks in the game, as in it does... There we go. It does something, like how the Great Fairy's Mask moves when fairies are around. The Troop Leader's Mask, if we put it on, you'll see it cries constantly. It's Gorman's sad face crying. Very disturbing. We can't do anything with it for now, because everything we can do with it is already passed. So we need to play the Song of Time and come back to the Stockpot Inn at midday on the second day. It's already midnight on the second day, so obviously we can't do that. So before we go in, there's this character here. We have seen her around before. We've spoken to her grandmother. We've spoken to her friend. This is Anju. We can't talk to her at all. And on the second day, she just walks around Clocktown with an umbrella. Sad. We will be getting to know her more over future episodes. But here is, for example, Anju's mother. I'm sorry, all our rooms are filled. Well, handy to know. But if we go upstairs into this room here... Oh, sneaking into other people's rooms, not the right one. This is the one here, the big communal room here. There'll be someone you recognise in the corner. Indeed, asleep here is Gorman. Big bro, I'll be coming home soon. What, me? Obviously I've talked to him now with the Gorman mask on. No, so it's got to be you. Yeah, you come to wake me up again. No, too bad it's no use. Hopeless even. Today I just don't have it in me to get up and face the world. No way, no how, nothing doing. Now what can I do, boy? Our carnival performance, it was cancelled, wah. Everyone in the troupe is working so hard. This is our big break, to have it cancelled just like that. I just can't bear to tell them. Hey, Sonny, bring me some sweet nectar, will you? You know the stuff, the special milk that my bros make that instantly heals an upset stomach. If only I had some of that to drink, it would give me the courage to tell my troupe. Ah. Yeah, bring me that milk. But first, let me nap a bit more, for my health, you know. Bring it once it's past noon. Got it? Thanks, Sonny. So this starts... I hate this name so much. Fraternal Milk. The troop leader wants some special milk to settle his stomach. Visit his brothers in the afternoon and they may be able to help. Yes, you must have noticed by now, milk is basically booze in this world because you have like late milk bars. Well, latte milk bars. Oh, it's all a very clever pun. And yeah, milk essentially functions as booze, so I guess he's having a hair of the dog kind of thing. But it's interesting that like when we encounter him, like when we deal with him with the sad Gorman mask on, Gorman is sad because he's like, yeah, well, like a lot of people with like the performance of the Indiegogo's that we saw with the definitely don't play the Song of Time with the sound check thing. A lot of the upcoming stuff for the carnival has been cancelled because the world's going to end, and I could never have predicted that I was going to be playing this game at the same time as the whole COVID-19 pandemic. But it is fascinating to play this game in a lot of ways at that time and just see those similarities of just like, everyone's like, oh, everything's terrible, the world is over, my thing has been cancelled. It's like, yeah, your thing's been cancelled because the world's going to end. It's better that we don't have people gathered here in town while the world ends. Granted, the cancelling is bad, and that's going to suck for you both personally and economically, but that's better than being in Clocktown when the moon falls and crushes you. It's all very pertinent. You? Oh, no, wait, these guys are southern, aren't they? You, that mask. That there belongs to our middle brother. Hey, big bro, take a look at this fella here. Wait, hold your horses. Does this mean something happened to middle bro? What? Special milk to help make him feel better? Criminy, don't tell me that glutton drank too much milk again, didn't he? Middle bro loves his milk, but he always chugs it till he's got a monster of a bellyache. I mean, that does happen with actual milk, not just booze milk. Like, if you drink too much milk, you're gonna be incredibly vomitous. Don't ask why I know that. Say no more. What big bro needs is a special Gorman track milk to fix that belly. Not just any milk will do, huh? This herb to wake him up, this root to shake him up, oh, that's the ticket. Now all that's left is... Big bro, you got to mix it up real good. Middle bro's belly depends on it. Calm down, you fool, like I need you telling me how to do my own work. That really seemed like he was like... I'm not going to say it. Alright, it's done. Phew. Here, take this to him as quick as you can. But you gotta hurry. This milk is special, but it spoils fast. Careful now. So we got mystery milk. Naturally, what it contains is a mystery. Let's hurry and take it to the troop leader. So, this updates fraternal milk. And this is like your eye drop frogs or whatever in Ocarina of Time. We've got 2 minutes to get it back to Clock Town. Speed it on, please. You can't... Actually, I don't know whether you can transform into Goron Link or not, but you certainly can't warp during this time. You essentially just have to walk it back to Clock Town manually. If you change time, if you soar at all, or if you fanny around with anything in that way, it will spoil immediately. So you've got 2 minutes, real time, with no teleportation, to walk it back to Clock Town. Fortunately, especially with the Bunny Hood, that's real easy. And when you talk to Gorman, he says, "Now, what do you want? I'm not feeling so hot right now, so unless you have some business to discuss, scram, I want to be alone." But we can offer him the mystery milk. "Oh, yes, in that bottle. That's from my big bro, isn't it?" "Ah, that indescribable taste. Nobody else makes milk like this." This game is so fucking disturbing sometimes. Like, there's some dark shit in this game, but this is just fucked up. "Hey, thanks for that. I mean it. You brought me back to life. Now be a champ and toss this old bottle for me. Or don't. For all I care, you can keep it and store bugs and junk in, whatever suits you." So he gives us the empty bottle in return for doing that side quest, which completes the very disturbing fraternal milk. And with that, we're pretty much done with side quests for now. Now then, I'm ready. I've got to talk to my troop before dinner. We're pretty much done with side quests for now, so our job is actually to head back to Ikana and actually deal with the progression of the plot in this game. It's funny, like, sometimes it can be really hard to narrow down in this game, like, what is side quest and what is quest, just because this whole game is side quest stuff, and that's what makes it so good. It's all really interesting shit that technically counts as side quest, but it's like, if you can't distinguish between what is the main quest and what is the side quest, that's the sign of a bloody well done game, because what the game is doing is it's tricked you into caring about its game world so much that the side quests are as engaging as what you would traditionally consider the main quest. Anyway, let's soar back to Ikana. So, as a reminder of what's going on in Ikana, there's spooky ghosts and spirits everywhere. There's this house with a music box thing on its roof. Oh god, of course we're halfway through the second day, so that thing's alarmingly close. We should be fine for time, though. He says, this cycle's going to get close again, but we'll see. But yes, this house is surrounded by Gibdos. It's got a water wheel, and yet the riverbed it's in is dry. We were told by one of the Garrows that this is Springwater Cave here, and indeed, we read the sign, it says exactly that. Springwater Cave, entry prohibited due to ghost sightings. And he said, if you're going to go in, you must have the Song from a Grave. And I believe we have just that. Let's enter Springwater Cave. And indeed, we've got a spooky-looking cave. What business have you in Ikana Kingdom, the land where only the dead roam? This is no place for one as full of life as you. Or do you say that you wish to join the dead? That is fine. If that is the case, then sleep gently to the melody of darkness that the great composer Sharp shall play, and join the ranks of the dead. So, welcome to Sharp's death melody. As he plays it, you will die. He's up there. There's not much you can do about him. If you try and shoot him, well, I'm out of bows anyway. But remember his brother Flat. What he said is, play my song and it will deal with my brother. The raindrops of the 1,000 raindrops this song summons are my tears. The flashes of lightning are my anger. Remember the Song of Storms. What is this? This song? No, it can't be! This song! Flat, my dear brother, forgive your foolish brother who dreamt of the royal family's revival. Ye who do not fear the dead. With my brother's song, ye have broken the curse that was placed upon me. It is all thanks to you. We dead should not be lingering here in this land. It was all a trick of the masked one who had upset things. If you truly do not fear the dead, I wish for you to go to the temple in this land and sever the root of the evil curse that torments us all. To do that, you must seek out the king, the only one who knows the way into the temple. The king is in the ruins of Ocarina Castle, awaiting the coming of the one who will break the curse. I have made my final request. So, that's a very long cutscene, but does tell us a lot of interesting stuff, especially because it gives us an idea of what's going on in Ocarina. And it's so different to the other areas. It's so much of what I love about Ocarina. It's like, Woodfall, swamp is poison. Snowhead, spring won't come to the mountains and it's stuck in winter. Great Base, I don't know, something undefined about waters are murky and too hot for them to reproduce, I don't know. Ocarina, the dead cannot rest. There are almost no living characters in Ocarina. There's 2 of them, 3 if you count Sakon the Thief. It's mostly dead characters, if I'm honest. And the interesting thing about Ocarina is, what's going on is that some curse means so the dead cannot rest. And yes, of course, we have to remember once again the 5 stages. Ocarina, Canyon, and everything around it, the castle. It's all about acceptance and understanding death and just being okay with that. Is it any surprise that what's wrong here is that the dead cannot rest easy? Anyway, ignoring that squy, you'll notice investigating the water is that little girl that's come out of the house. So when we approach her, she runs inside. If we try and enter the house,
I feel like we're being watched. I don't think she's going to come out while we're here. Let's back off and see what happens from a distance.
Good move, let's spy on the little girl. No part of that at all looked weird or dodgy. Tattle, you're right. Why don't we just get the fucking pictograph box out, and just hammer it home? So, she emerges from the house, and she starts actually coming this way, so we should probably hide like the weird pervert we're apparently being at the moment. And while she moves over there, we can head into the house and see what is interesting about this house. Why are the Gibdos surrounding it? Why has it got this music box in it that repels them? All very interesting. God, if there's one thing Nintendo can do alarmingly well, it's infuriating circus music. This is like it's Big Boo's Haunted Bash all over again, isn't it? If we go downstairs, we see there's a lot more of the equipment behind this. There's some drawings and scientific stuff, and there is this wardrobe. Well, there's this fucked up bloke as well. If we check him, it says,
This mummy looks different. Sort of like it's here waiting for its human heart to be healed. Well, do something. Haven't you figured it out yet?
if you attack this guy, the daughter will turn up and kick you straight out of the building. Instead, what we need to do is heal him. How do we do that? Well, you must know by now. Oh, I cocked it up anyway. Father! Father! Pamela! What have I been doing this whole time? You haven't been doing anything. You had a bad dream. You were just having a little nightmare. Pamela. So, time for another Song of Healing, and indeed we get in return the Gibdo mask. This mask was once the hideous face of Pamela's father. This mask looks so real, even a Gibdo would mistake you as one of their own. If we try and approach them, Tattle says...
Let them be. Don't you get it? You're so insensitive.
And I guess this gives me a time briefly to talk about the Song of Healing, because this is one of the very few times it'll just play endlessly. The Song of Healing it's the crux of this game, it really is. It's this idea of dealing with lost souls, people who are trapped or who have regrets and stuff like that, and dealing with that and healing their spirits, healing their kind of mortal regrets and letting them kind of pass on to the next place. And I think it's a really powerful melody for me. It is, and it's one of the most striking things about it. To say it's called the Song of Healing, every time you play it for people in this game, they're like, oh, what a soothing melody. It is notable that the Song of Healing it's not positive. It's not major in the sense of like it's not ba 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 or ba doop or any of that stuff. It's got hints of not hints. It's got a lot of sadness in it. Like it's a minor piece. It's this like it's dum bum. No, hold on. Bum 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 dum bum bum ba ba bum. It's got a lot of elements of sadness to it, and it's, for me, that really strikes me because it's this game at its cleverest, where it's like at its core, that's what healing is. Healing is not hooray, everything's okay again. Healing is a difficult process, and it's a process that takes a shit ton of time and effort and personal expenditure. And I think the Song of Healing captures that fantastically when it's like, because it's got so much sadness to it. It's like, yes, healing, you're getting better, it's soothing, but it's work and it's hard. It doesn't just happen to you. It's a slow, difficult process. The process of healing and accepting your regrets and your sorrows and moving on from that. And it's one of the things I really love about this game is how it tackles that, albeit subtly, through the form of music. Anyway, if we re-enter the house, it's now playing insane circus music again, and if we talk to Pamela, she says, what you did for my father, thank you. But you helping us, it's a secret from my father. Whenever anything strange happens, my father immediately starts talking about doing research. And he does all kinds of crazy things, so once he calms down a bit, I'll try convincing him that researching in this dangerous place... try that again. I think I'll try convincing him to quit researching in this dangerous place and to go back to town. So if my father sees you, he'll likely go bonkers again, just like that time we went off to the well on top of the hill to search for the treasure of Ikana Castle. Hint, 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 hint. I'm sorry. Well, let's go down and talk to him and see if he goes bonkers. God, Link's a terrible person sometimes. Oh, isn't this a fairy? Is this yours, young man? I am the famed academic who researches fairies, ghosts, and all sorts of so-called supernatural phenomenon. By the way, the song Farewell to Gibdos, which the music box is now playing, drives away Gibdos. I discovered it after many years of researching the Gibdos. In regards to ghosts, there isn't another academic who can match my knowledge, so ask me anything you like. He's got a few things around here that we can get a bit of information from. For example, this drawing of a Gibdo. Are you curious about that picture? This is a mummified man. Its scientific name is Gibdo. A tale in Ocarina mentions a treasure that rests atop the bottom of the well on the hilltop. It seems the spirits of those who sought that treasure still linger here, those poor souls who became Gibdos upon entering the well. It's been said that going down there is a petrifying experience, so even the mummy hunter may become mummified. I wonder how Pamela's father became a Gibdo. Well, part Gibdo at least. Well, we'll find that out in a bit. Are you curious about that picture? That is the ghost of a ninja. Its scientific name is Garrow Robe. They are merely shells that are empty on the inside. They're the shells of spies from an enemy nation sent to investigate Ocarina. They have been unable to forget their living days. Even now, their spirits, emptiness cloaked in darkness, continue to spy. According to rumours, those Garrows frequently appear near the ranch on the far side of town. We'll also find out more about exactly why that's the case. Oh, 9th of the second day, there we go, and we're going to hold it at that point. So, thank you very much for watching. We've got a bit of backstory on the land of Termina itself from Andrew's grandmother. This has probably been a very long episode, come to think about it. We've dealt with Gorman and some of his regrets. Made him reflect on why he first became a troop leader and interested in the Carnival of Time, and healed some of his sorrows when it comes to the difficult task of telling his troop that their performance has been cancelled due to the, apocalypse. Finally, we've come here to Ocarina, where we've healed the ghost of Sharp and brought some water back to the land and a little bit of life to the two only living residents of Ocarina. Next episode, he mentioned the well, where people become Gibdos. Fortunately, we have a handy little mask that'll help us blend in fantastically down there with the Gibdos of the well, and that is our goal for next episode. Thank you very much, and I hope you'll join me then. Good day.